when the weather said it was going to snow last night, I thought it would be lovely to not meet on the beach, but to invite everybody to my cozy home. But with the difficulties of people transporting, I thought, oh, let's have a go and do it online. So here we are. And I thought, oh, well, what are we going to talk about? Why don't we talk about homes? Why don't we meditate on homes? So yesterday, in my mindfulness club in the Olive Tree School, the children, who are amazingly creative, came up with this idea of the mindful home. And they started moving around all the furniture and they created these individual spaces. So it gave me the idea to meditate today on what it is to have a mindful home, since we're all at home. So let's take a moment and settle into our seat, our home, our environment. Whatever that feels like where you are now, gather your blanket around you or your bedclothes or whatever. Feel the seat underneath you. You might hear my cat fighting with my rug in the background. He thinks it's his arch enemy. So drawing the attention to where you are, rather than all the things you have to do today and all the things you did yesterday. Noting the sounds around you. The sights, if you've got your eyes open. The sights behind your eyes, if you've got your eyes closed. So a kind of burrowing in, a kind of settling in to being at home. And to being more present with this home we have inside us. So we can be at home, at home. And it takes a while to settle into this. I noticed on my Mindful Monday, after a busy weekend, it took a while to circle back in to this inside place. So give it time. There's a gap we need to negotiate. And to negotiate the gap, what do we do? One of the places in the children's mindful home that they made was a meditation space. They called it meditation or prayer. And they'd zoned off these little areas. I'll tell you about the others after. But the meditation space, what does that look like for us, and what happens in that space? And because they linked it with prayer, I was reminded of Mother Teresa. And she said when she prayed, someone asked her what she did when she prayed to God, and she said, I listen. I get quiet and I listen. And when she was asked, did God speak back to her? She said, he listens back. So I think this describes quite perfectly for me what happens when we sit to meditate. We decide, we make an intention to deeply listen, and something listens back. Our environment responds in a way. So there we are, all listening in our homes, listening to the body. Maybe we find the breath, listening to the sounds of our home around us. And maybe to something beyond that, something deeper. And this is the deepness that one of my teachers, Christopher Titmuss, he calls the deep, and he likes to drop questions into the deep and listen. I could imagine the questions dropping in and rippling. And then he listens to what comes back from those ripples. So if we drop in the question, what makes a mindful home? And we listen to the ripples, what shows up? So I'll just say that the children created a mindful eating space, a mindful kitchen. They created a creativity space where there was drawing paper and pencils, crayons. They created the meditation prayer space, and they created a space for talking, but not just any kind of talking, but talking about emotions, deep talking, which includes deep listening. And then one bright spark said, oh, it looks like you've created a hotel, so I'm going to put a spa in. And it seemed to me that was a space for self-care in a way, for healing. And these seemed like perfectly logical things to have in a mindful home. So if we drop the question in now, how could my home be more mindful? And maybe not thinking about it, but allowing something to show up, allowing those ripples to speak back to us. So can we relax with that question a little more, sink in into the question a little more?